Hey, and welcome back. There's been plenty going on in the world of business today. Two recent massive shakeups have occurred in two of the world's top companies, Netflix and Twitter, bringing both of their futures into question, so I had to stop everything and talk about this for a quick sec. These stories were huge and hit the mainstream pretty quickly. It's likely you've heard about them already, but if you haven't, or you want to know more about why these events are so significant, make sure that you stay tuned. We're going to cover them both in some detail and try to see what these massive status quo shifts could mean for these equally massive companies. But before we get started, as always, please consider like, subscribe, click that bell. Really means a lot. Let's start off by exploring the current battle for Twitter waged by Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla and the world's richest man. It began back in April 4th, 2022 with a filing from the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC. One of the SEC's jobs is to report on the number of stockholders within certain large, publicly traded companies. The report revealed that Elon Musk had purchased a 9.2% stake in Twitter, making him the biggest shareholder with about 73.5 million shares, almost $3 billion. As a result, Musk was subsequently invited to Twitter's board of directors, an offer which he appears to have initially accepted. After Twitter's CEO announced Musk's invitation to the board via a tweet, Musk actually responded positively, stating that he was looking forward to working with the CEO to improve the platform. It's important to note that this appointment would have prevented him from owning more than 14.4% of common stock in Twitter, keeping him from being able to buy enough stock to control the entire company. Perhaps this is why on April 11th, it was revealed through another tweet by, again, the CEO of Twitter that Musk had declined the invitation, although he noted that as a larger shareholder, they would still be open to his input. Another SEC filing revealed on April 14th that Musk had proposed a bid to purchase the company's outstanding stock at $54.20 per share, a hostile takeover. The next day, in a live discussion with journalist Chris Anderson on the TED stage, he provided assurances that this move was not for monetary gain, but rather to foster a public platform of free speech. In response, Twitter ignored Musk's offer and adopted a so-called poison pill policy, which could allow existing shareholders to purchase additional stocks at a greatly discounted price should anyone purchase more than 15% of common stock, indicating a hostile takeover. In effect, this would essentially dilute the value of the shares and inflate acquisition price, making it much less lucrative and potentially dangerous to attempt to take over the entire company. Which brings us to the most recent developments in this story as the production of this video. Musk has since solidified his plans to purchase Twitter, with an SEC filing from April 21st revealing intentions to secure almost $47 billion in loans to finance the offer. Additionally, he even hinted via cryptic tweets that he may seek to sidestep Twitter's poison pill of efforts by purchasing shares directly from other shareholders, which is known as a tender offer. While the poison pill strategy could prevent this, it could also backfire if Musk's offer is lucrative enough. Musk doesn't stand to gain very much from a Twitter acquisition, so why does he seem so dead set on purchasing it? As one of the platform's biggest users with over 80 million followers, Elon Musk is a prolific tweeter himself, using it to make announcements and communicate with his fans. His actions on Twitter are occasionally controversial, and he's landed himself actually in hot water more than once. In 2018, he was charged by the SEC for making false and misleading statements regarding an apparent tweet that read, quote, "I'm considering taking Tesla private at $420, funding secured," end quote. He's a self-proclaimed proponent of free speech and is often critical of Twitter when they take actions to suspend or ban users for content that they state violates their policies. However, he clearly also sees the value in a public communication platform. Purchasing the company would not only allow him to complete control over Twitter's direction, but he would also be able to take the company private and find new ways of monetizing the Twitter content. Is Netflix's reign over? Let's move on to another news. If you're a fan of watching movies on your computer, TV, smartphone, you've likely heard of a little company called Netflix. What began as a simple video and DVD rental service has since expanded into a massive media empire. Netflix pioneered the streaming movement. It was also the first service to offer the streaming service, but it seems like its position at the top may be coming to an end. On April 19th, 2022, Netflix reported it has lost around 200,000 subscribers, the first time that has happened in over a decade. Projections indicate losses up to 2 million subscribers in the second quarter of 2022. As a result of this announcement, Netflix shares dropped a whopping 25%. Why did they lose subscribers? The last time Netflix lost subscribers was way back in 2011, when they announced that their newly introducing streaming service, which up until then had been bundled with their DVD rental program, was going to require a separate additional subscription. This drew the ire of its burgeoning customer base, and they lost about 800,000 subscribers because of it, also prompting an apology from the current CEO. Of course, we all know Netflix bounced back from that, but this time could be different. The streaming landscape has changed drastically since then, and Netflix stands to lose a lot more this time around. The company blames the competition from newer streaming services as well as the common practice of password sharing for their losses. But is this actually true? While there certainly is more competition than ever, there are likely a number of other factors leading to Netflix's subscriber decline. The pandemic likely skewed numbers, people were stuck at home with nothing to do, leading to a boom in concurrent users and new subscribers. Now that the pandemic seems to be wrapping up, the service is being used less. Additionally, Netflix has also had a pretty lengthy life, 15 years, and the nature of streaming means subscribers are limited to those with computers and high-speed internet access. So there is ultimately a limited amount of potential subscribers. It could have hit a fairly permanent growth wall. In fact, their efforts to save the service could also backfire. Who stands to benefit? In an attempt to keep the subscriber count from continuing to decline, Netflix is considering some business moves they had previously resisted. They recently announced their intention to include cheaper ad-based subscription plans to their offerings. In addition, they have even decided to crack down on password sharing, indicating that they will be charging users extra to allow more than one device to access the service. While this could help remedy the issue, it could also have severe consequences. It could result in further subscriber drops, only to exacerbate the issue. This is absolutely devastating news for Netflix, but other streaming services stand to benefit greatly. Apple TV, Hulu, Disney+, Amazon Prime, HBO Max, Peacock, and Paramount Plus have all recently come to the playing field with their own powerful original programming and are eager to take some of those ex-Netflix subscribers as they search for new streaming services. The future. Netflix has previously overlooked the issues of password sharing. As the company grew, Netflix saw value in the practice. In many ways, it was free publicity, so they chose not to be strict about it and focus on other things. For many, it has become standard practice, so implementing changes could result in even worse consequences for Netflix. This is another story that is still developing. Will Netflix be able to retain the potential 2 million subscribers they stand to lose in the coming weeks? Who knows? Despite these losses, Netflix still remains a powerful player in the streaming field. While their plans and programmings may shift, they'll still be around, just maybe without as much clout as they once had. Do you have any comments or thoughts to make on either of these stories? Please make sure you comment down below. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please comment down tech. We'd love to hear from you, and don't forget to like, subscribe, click that bell. Really means a lot. Please feel free to also follow me at Preston_Park, as I try my best to also post daily. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next one.